All right, friends, Duncan here, snowboard trainers. We're at Mammoth Mountain on a run called Road Runner. It's about 1 cat track wide. And today we're gonna go over a couple of tricks and tips for navigating these longer, flatter runs. Also, you'll probably hear me whistle or like make some type of verbal, like this person right here. I'll whistle to let someone know that I'm coming. And then whenever I'm passing somebody, I'm always gonna pass them on the outside of the run or where there's the most danger or risk. Okay, so these runs don't need to be scary. There's a lot of different ways to navigate them. Everyone's different. You gotta figure out what works best for you. This is just what works best for me, and this is what I would teach students if I'm working with them. So one thing is, we have to have a good posture. And what I mean by good posture is like soft bend in the knees, right? Our hips are able to flex and extend. I'll go into that in a little bit. We also have good feel. We have to have good feel in our boots. Okay, so one thing that we can do is we can just use our ankles, right? So I could plantar flex, I could dorsiflex, like plantar flex, dorsiflex. For me, our ankles can create a quick movement, but it's not a fast or a strong movement. So it's fast, it's not strong. What makes a movement stronger is the ability to use our hips, right? So right now I'm extending my hips, flexing my hips, extending my hips, flexing my hips, extending my hips, flexing my hips. You should get the visual if you're watching my hips. Extend, flex, extend, flex. When I couple that flexion and extension of my hips with the lateral, or flexion and extension of my hips with the flexion and extension of my ankles, the dorsi and plantar flexion, that's when I could get amazing response, right? So here, now I'm using both my ankles and my hips. Now I'm just using my ankles. If I cruise over here, now I'm gonna try just to use my hips, okay? It might look the same, but the feeling's different. Again, you got to get out there and practice this for yourself. And then two, when we're on these flat bits, very rarely am I ever just flat. Okay, I'm always subtly on a little heel edge or a little toe edge. One thing, I'll get around this guy. He's right next to me. I want you to look at his posture, and you're gonna see him falling forward. Just like watch the people I'm around, like. Look how that guy's falling, right? He's putting himself out of position by falling forward. You need to keep your shoulders up and allow these movements to come from your lower body. Again, that's what works for me. Boom, right? Boom. These are quick, fun, playful movements that take time to develop. But again, going back, posture's number one. Then number two, how are we making our turns? Are we primarily just using our ankles, which we can use? Are we using our hips, which we can use? Are we using a combination of both our ankles and our hips, right? And then once we get through this flat bit, I'll share a couple of more tips. But again, these bits, they kind of suck. They're not always fun. You need to know, this is another video that I posted, like you need to know the trails and you need to know where these flat bits are. And you need to know like when to go fast. Here, what I'm doing is I'm trying to stay in the shadow. I know I'm slowing down, so I'm gonna lean forward, right? Trying to get weight over the nose of my snowboard to help me go faster. Another little thing I could do, these are called like tic-tacs. Back, back, back. I don't do these perfectly, but these tic-tacs can help you go faster. Right, and I got through that flat bit. Now I know I'm safe. Cool. Whew. Little bit of a workout. Now what I could do, this is just to explain it, I'm not going to go into depth, but now I could use like fore and aft. This is where I'm moving the board underneath me and using the whole length of the board. So this should look a little different, but I'm coupling this fore aft with the lateral movement and the flexion and extension of my hips. Okay. So there's like some quick tips and drills and things you can practice for these flatter bits. Again, I've been snowboarding for a bit, and practicing this stuff a decent amount. So, cool, friends.